How have you experienced or witnessed or observed Christianophobia in your personal, academic, or professional life?
Well, okay, go ahead, Dr. Yancey.
Before I answer it, let me just say you're correct that my focus is more on the United States, but I do think that because of the Christian phobia in the United States, evidence that you just discussed does not get as much of a hearing as it would if it was other groups. I'm convinced that. I'm not saying that no one in the United States cares about it and that only Christians care about Christian persecution around the world, but I think it would be more prominently displayed in the media if there was a Christianophobia. I do think there is an attitude
Yes,
that's
that's
what missing it.
that's true.
Not completely, not totally. I don't want to overstate this, but I do think it is a factor. As far as personally, I've been very fortunate in my life that for I think some different reasons, I've been able to escape a lot of some of the anti-Christian effects. But I have seen things, and just one example. It's a small example, but I think it just illustrates just the common culture that's there. When I first started teaching away from my University of Texas, where I got my doctorate degree, I was doing adjunct work at the University of Texas San Antonio, which is a different college. And I had one semester where I had two intro sociology courses, one course on race and ethnicity, and one course on sociology and religion. And I found out that there were people who were uncomfortable with me teaching sociology and religion because they knew I was a Christian. And that the attitude was that, well, I'm a Christian, therefore I cannot be unbiased in my teaching.
Right.
The problem with that is, if I was an atheist, I still would be biased. Whatever you are, we all have our biases. But even the more interesting thing is, no one ever challenged my ability to teach race and ethnicity, even though I'm an African American.
Hmm.
As an African American, I would bring certain biases in teaching race and ethnicity, but no one even thought about that as a problem. They did think it was a problem that I was a Christian in teaching religion. So I think that there's a sort of a second-class citizenship attitude that comes from such responses, and so that's one of the examples of just some of the culture that's been around. I've been fortunate, and I think that I've advanced in my career. Uh, I don't think the anti-Christian bias has hurt me in advancing my career, but I do know of others who have run into it as they've tried to advance their career. So I'm not saying that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think for me personally, besides I think my early years as a Christian, starting of a Christian um, organization like a junior high, senior high, and all of that, all that opposition. Um, Besides all that, in my later things, it's like I've been very fortunate to have worked in a Christian institution
Hmm.
and also in churches as well. So, but so much of the anti-Christian sentiments that I've faced basically has been through my discussions with people outside the Christian community, especially in Korea as well. Because once you Korea is, I think, about 29% of the public, basically according to statistics, 25% of the population is Christian. And so you have a large pool of people who are first of all non-Christian, but of course many who are anti-Christian because many of the, you can say, bad stories about pastors who steal money from churches or things like that, or you know, even just basic criticism of even large churches. It's quite rampant, quite on this side. So many of my discussion has been with people who basically just did not understand what Christianity was about. I think for me, it has always been that most people who exhibit sort of anti-Christian sentiments that I've encountered is basically come from ignorance, and much of what they say has been what either what they've read online someone's blogs or these YouTubers who just talk about things without thinking actually. So but once you begin to sort of try to chip away with some of these beliefs systems, um, initially it's quite difficult because they'll say, yeah, but kind of like, yeah, but what? Yeah, but you know, and there's always been the thing of just speaking out of ignorance without really understanding, and then once they confronted with the truth, to still hold on to those false beliefs simply because it's easier that way than to really engage with the truth. And of course, I don't know what happens um, after we separate, but basically just at that moment, it's quite easy for them to just simply defend what they believe, you know. And yeah, so it is quite challenging in presenting the truth, in presenting, you can say facts, and because people will tend to defend what they believe regardless, you know.
Yeah, that we should have appropriate pushback, and that is so absolutely so. And when I was speaking specifically, that really is a more of a personal approach, which I think actually the young people in our colleges need to know how to personally resist, resist feeling that they are a persecuted person rather than an empowered person. Um, However, I do agree with that we should have a formal pushback with the appropriate kind of response. And thank God that we have been spared this in jail and tortured and killed for our faith to this point in the States. Um, just a couple of quick thoughts that I do where I do see things. For example, one thing that's always got me, and that you perhaps have your strong feelings on this too. But when I see a coexist bumper sticker, what I find that most people that would discuss the idea of coexist, they are really saying, I want to coexist with everyone unless they say they can't coexist with this issue, which means I can't coexist either. So it's kind of like the whole approach to like truth is relative. So are you sure? Yes, I'm sure it's relative, and then you're not sure it's relative because it's relative. But and so I see that bumper sticker a whole lot in our community here in Raleigh, and I also see painted on sides of buildings, y'all welcome, like welcome y'all, and really is welcoming the Arabic community into Raleigh more than anything, and all are welcome signs in. There's a large gay community here, and the word kindness is painted on restaurant windows, and from their intent, and what they mean is accept this group, and lots of rainbow banners, etc. But when it comes to Christianity, the issue changes, and as you guys are, I'm not teaching you anything there, but it's just it has, and I will confess to this, it has forced me into some measure of self-silence. And, I'm a pretty outspoken guy, and I'm an old man. So I don't care about, hey, kid, get off my lawn. But, I don't mind it really. But there are times when I know I do silence myself. And I think that is the greatest victory of persecution of Christians, is that people silence themselves and the work is done. Um, and for example, I, my number one social issue is pro-life, is the abortion issue, and on the exact, I can almost see the building right here on the other corner from our home is a Planned Parenthood building, and I took a picture. I have a bumper sticker that says "We vote pro-life," and I set it on the lawn right in front of their sign. and took the picture and ran away like a little boy stealing a pumpkin or something. And don't laugh at me.
Yes.
But you know, I have this bumper sticker, but I also drive 20, 25 hours a week now that I'm retired from high school teaching for Uber. And I want to put this bumper sticker on my window. And it says, "We vote pro-life," but I'm not doing it because I think it might affect the rider that I have. And I'm not talking really tips. I'm talking about offending them. So, you know, it bothers me that the self-silence is actually working even in a non-violence threatened community such as I live in here. So